Okay, so I'm definitely in some of the more tired moments of my life. Like I said, I recently took the ACT, and it's just been really busy lately. Christmas has been coming on, but I knew I had to, post this at some point. So why not now? Okay, so this is the Dragunity deck profile that I've been telling that I was going to be doing. I've been putting it off because I've been anticipating the ban list. And when the ban list came out, I had to spend a couple more days fixing up the deck before I wanted to show people how it ran and everything. So this is what it basically is right now. This is malicious Dragunities. So what happened was that in one of the regionals lately, I saw a guy was running malicious Dragunity rulers, I think, but I looked through it and it was a really consistent deck. Of course it's not as consistent now because it doesn't have the rulers, but it did get the job. It still gets the job done without the rulers and without Ravine either. So we're gonna go into the deck profile right now, and this is basically based off of that, and it does work. It definitely does work. Dragunities are not dead yet. I don't know why people keep saying it is dead, because oh god, Ravine's gone. God forbid you can't just waste your resources and still plus. God forbid you have to play with skill or think about how you're gonna play. Ooh, because God forbid Yu-Gi-Oh requires skill. Sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm just gonna go straight into deck profile now. I don't know why this is not ordered the way I want. Still not ordered the way. I think I'm just gonna jump all over the place in. Point of relevance. We still have the 3 Duxes, 3 Phalanxes, because obviously those are currently some of the best cards in the deck right now. Last format, I would say it would be Ravine and Terraforming, because you don't. It gets to these. It gets Ravine was the best card in the deck. Terraforming was the second best card in the deck because it got to your first card in the deck. And Dux and Phalanx were the third best card in the deck because Terraforming got to those. Dragon Ravine got to those. So yeah, I always keep these at 3. We have the 2 Mistletanes. I tried 3, and I had these really weird hands where I have 3 Mistletanes, and since we don't have Ravine, we can't really afford to have 3 of the same card and just get effed over or something, with no ways to get rid of it. We have the 3 Legionnaire. Popping power is pretty important, especially when you can't plus every single turn. But you have a Legionnaire and Acklys or Phalanx in hand, you can make a Catastor, or you can pop stuff on the field. That would be good too. So that's why both these are at 3. We have, which one should I do next? You have 1 Tempest because it's limited to 1 now. What are you gonna do? Nothing. There's nothing we can do about it. Don't really blame Konami for doing it. They had to do what they had to do. Even it took 3 formats to pull it off. Dragon Rulers are now dead. Okay, 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon combo plays, and it is red RDMD. Why would you not run it? It's a dragon deck. 1 Mist Valley Baby Rock. I'll explain this in a second. And 1 Effect Failure. It was at 2, but often I don't really need to use them except for certain problem decks, because summoning conditions aren't effects, and a lot of these decks lately, they're just summoning out beat sticks to hurt you. They don't really require that much effect power or anything. Yeah. So that's how we're gonna move on to spells now. Of course, there's no more Terraforming or Ravine. That sucks. It really sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So we bumped this to 3 cards of consonants because we have 6 tuners. So it is kind of likely that you're gonna draw one of them with the cards of consonants. And it's also a way to get your Phalanx and Acklys to grave to do your stuff. You have 2 Destiny draws because you have the 3 Malicious up here. Oh, I forgot to mention Malicious, didn't I? Well, there are 3 Maliciouses, obviously. 2 Destiny draws for the 3 Malicious. Forgot to talk about Malicious. Malicious is just all around a great card. You use Malicious when Destiny draws are +2. And then there would be awkward hands when you don't have like a tuner hand, and you can just banish the malicious from your graveyard and summon out the malicious, summon tuner, sync for your level 8. You know, that's one of the reasons why this deck still works, because you can still make level 8s while at the same time putting a tuner in your graveyard. And then, you know, say next to you draw Dux or a Legionnaire, then you can go off on that. You know, definitely recommend putting Malicious in everyone's Dragoon deck if you still feel like running, if you're not a big pussy and just decide to wait for the next format when they probably put Ravine back to 1 or 2 or whatever the fuck they want to do. Alright, 1 gold star for that 1 Tempest, or if you say I had 2 cards of Constants in hand, you can, and you had a Tempest in hand, you can just, you know, search for whatever else you really need, honestly. We had the 1 Foolish because it's foolish. I mean, malicious. There's like a million targets you can use for that. Now we have the 2 Quill Pen of Gildos. Now this is a multi-purpose card. It's just that before Dragunity Rulers, Tempest Dragunities were lacking because Pot of Avarice got banned. So what they had to do was that they had a lot of people just changed Dragunity Rulers, but what a lot of people like me had to do, we had to use, you know, Daigusto Emerald, or try to think of another one, Constellar M7, Ptolemaian 7. But I found this card is actually fairly useful. I've heard that a lot of people use this a long time ago too. What you can do, you can put, you know, a Dux and a Vajrayana back into your deck, put 2 Duxes back. You can just put, you know, any other Wind Monster back in your hand, and then you can compulse, you know, a card of theirs back to their hand. I mean, it could be, you know, Synchro, XC. It can be Skill Drain. Like it doesn't even specify if it has to be a monster, or face up or face down. You can just compulse it back into their hand. So it is definitely a really, really good card. I do recommend it strongly, like very strongly. Of course, it doesn't help you draw, but compulse doesn't help you draw either. So just think of it as a compulse with an extra, you know, avarice effect into it, kind of moving on. And 2 dualities, because there will be awkward hands where you have to duel. You will have either, you know, one of the malicious or some tuners in your hand. In your duality, you're bound to get, you know, a cards of consonants or a dusty draw into your hand. I mean, you know, that's obvious. 2 mystical space typhoons, because 3 was too cloggy, and drawing, you know, it's just, you know, standard. Book of Moon, standard. Bottomless. I only run 3 traps this time because I'm probably gonna have to change. Yeah, I'll keep that. But I only ran 3 because I had 2 Royal Decrees. Now, Royal Decree is one of, like, it's like the second biggest reason why this deck is still viable, because it's a very, very trap heavy format, but as long as you can get that first Dux summon out, you will be able to do stuff. However, you know, if they bottomless it or Solomon, and then you don't have any other options, so that sucks for you. You basically just lost the game there. Yeah, that's basically why there's the 2 decrees and such. So that's the main deck. Gonna move into extra deck. I'm gonna start with Gayderg, because Gayderg is now the new best extra deck card in the deck. Why? I think most of y'all should know why by now. It is a, you know, a Ravine on field. It helps. It's the only way I can still plus. Like what I would normally do, first turn I would make like a Gayderg, and, you know, set one of these 3 set traps along with Book of Moon, and then I would add another Dux to hand. And then I'll keep. Someone Facebook messaged me. Okay, whatever. But I would add, you know, Dux back into hand, or Legionnaire, or whatever I need, and, you know, discard, you know, one of the tuners in your hand, or Tempest, or that's also why I have Mist Valley here, because there's Mist Valleys in your hand. Not only can you search out another Dux, but you can also make your level 8 Synchro, because when he's discarded to the graveyard, you can special summon him. So yeah, that's why we have him. Really thinking about moving up to 2. A lot of these are no longer viable. I've just been kind of lazy to freaking update the extra deck. So as of right now, there's probably 2 NP spaces that I'm meaning to fill. One of them is probably gonna be TG Hyper Librarian. Trying to think of another one. I'm guessing Gigantic Castle would be one that I would put in there too, because you know you may want a wall or something. Digusto Emerald, I don't know. I'll figure it out later sometime in the future deck profile. So here we have 3 Vajrayanas, standard, 2 Stardust, standard. Thinking about getting a Stardust Spark Dragon while tossing one of the Stardust out. Colossal Fighter. Okay, Colossal Fighter, his purpose is for Boojins, along with, hopefully I will put Eradicator or Devi in my side when I do make a side. This is a really lazily put together deck for why I apologize, but that's what his purpose is. So he's kind of multi-purpose. Everything in here is multi-purpose. If it doesn't have more than 2 purposes, then I'm probably not going to keep him in the deck. Scrap Dragon, you know, it's a 2800 beater, plus it pops cards. Why would you not want it? Crimson Blader shuts down, you know, a good multitude of decks. Taster, a wall, fuck you Boojins. Seer Gaia Drag, no, let's go start with Atom. Atom, you know, goes into your combo place. I mean, I don't often use this anymore. Because it does require 2 level 6 dragon types, and Malicious is a level 6 warrior type. But often I would just make a Stardust and a Strike Bouncer instead of making a Tum. You know, Red Eyes at full power, Strike Bouncer and Stardust. Like, that doesn't often happen anymore unless I'm really lucky. So yeah, that's why, you know, I still keep him because he does do the basic combos. 1 Strike Bouncer for all those rogue decks, or no, not rogue decks, those those stall decks that had used like instant wins or like deck outs or anything. Use that for that. Same thing go with Gaia Dragon. I also used him for punishing Dracosac tokens. So yeah, that is pretty much the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please check out the team channel down below and comment, rate, subscribe. But before I go, I want to say that I'm kind of disappointed in some of these, you know, Dragunity players. I mean, come on. I don't really consider half of y'all to be real Dragunity players. So you're just gonna drop the deck when Ravine, you know, gets banned or anything. Mostly y'all, the Dragunity Rulers player, because you guys like have no idea how hard it was to play through some of these past formats where all these decks are dominating. I mean, I remember back when Dragunities, you know, first came out, and you know, hell, before Vajrayana was discovered, it was just all about, you know, Leviathan and all of his bullshit. But yeah, that's basically all I really wanted to say. Like, it's really sad these days watching these people just drop the deck. I mean, I don't plan on giving up on this deck for a long time. It's a deck I started on. It's probably a deck I, you know, finished this Yu-Gi-Oh thing with. Definitely build other decks, but Dragunity's not a deck that I'm gonna give up really so easily. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.